Kind of recapping after being able to watch the tape from the game on Saturday. Feel pretty similar to how I did after the game. Obviously disappointing, but really proud of our team and the effort and the ability to come back and battle. And it's tough to win in this league, man. A lot comes down to a couple of plays each week, and there's a couple of plays there that ultimately we didn't make, they made, and they came out with the win. So really proud of the group. Like I said, after watching the tape, cleaned it up yesterday, went back to work, had a Sunday evening practice like we do, and I think our guys are ready to moving forward into an awesome week. And, rivalry week. Do got a bunch of respect for that program down in Eugene. I think Coach Cristobal's done a great job. He's got some big-time players, which starts with the quarterback. One of my, one of the guys in this league I get the most respect for. Justin, been through a high level of football, coming from this state, great family, those type of things, and so they're putting together a great year, and we're looking forward to playing on Saturday.
From last Saturday's game, the final drive, a couple questions. Were you in a 4-down mentality going into that drive?
Final drive, we got the ball.
Yeah. Were you in the ball?
Yeah, not totally, depending on if it was 4th and 12, no, probably not. But the mentality of if we were going to get it close to a distance we felt confident about getting, we were going to go for it.
I'm asking to review the 4th down call because that could have went either, you could do either one. But 2nd and 3rd down, is that one maybe you go back and look at that and go, maybe should not have been so conservative with the run game, and maybe because you could throw on either one of those down and get a first down, the game's over then.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you get a first down, the game is over. I do think that was the opportunity, 2nd and 3rd down, because we had a good gain on first down, running it right down the middle, and had some confidence in that group up front. And so weren't the exact same plays on 2nd and 3rd down as first down, but similar in regards to running downhill, making it physical, and you got to pick up 4 yards.
In regards to Ham, he struggled obviously. Do you think another week of getting him used to that? Do you think that's going to? I mean, how will that help?
Yeah, we're hopeful that really all our guys will take steps from one week to the next. I do think that it hindered Ham a little bit in regards to just not being able to use that hand and pass rush and having confidence to go. And so yeah, we'll see how it goes for him. He's been awesome this whole year. And you're going to have some games where you can play at a higher level, just like all of us could say. And so we're confident he'll be ready to go Saturday and play well.
Obviously, giving up 641 yards doesn't look good, but what did you like out of your defense for the most part, being able to keep that offense down? A lot of it. I mean, I put up 54 points. Sounds strange to say that, but it looked like you guys made a lot of good plays on that side of the ball.
We did.
Just tough to do against that team consistently.
Yep, those guys are going to get yards. I thought getting 4 turnovers was awesome from our defense because it's a tough offense to defend, and they're going to move the ball and getting those 4 and had opportunities at a couple more. I think really the one thing that was glaring, we just couldn't get to the quarterback, and you got to pick and choose your poison. I mean, we pressured him one time where they caught a quick slant and he took it to the house from 50 yards out, and so you're just picking and choosing what you want to do. And I thought we forced them to earn it. We got 4 turnovers. We had opportunities there to seal the game offensively. Didn't.
You mentioned that, trying to get pressure on it and getting that. You guys have done that all year. Do you just feel like that was maybe an anomaly of this game that you just weren't able to get some way, the way they get the ball out quick, and so it's just maybe not something to really be that concerned about, or are you a little bit concerned about it?
We're not that concerned. Again, each week is new. That scheme is completely different than others you play. And it was by choice to rush 3 guys a lot of the time, forcing them to small gains and take it down the field.
The start of the 3rd quarter, you had 3 straight drives where you didn't get anything. What happened? Did they make an adjustment that you guys took a little while to figure out, or because that seemed like an area where
that was not a great start for us and got us behind in the game. Weren't real crisp. Some of the execution on a couple of things got us to a point where we weren't converting. But again, that's why I'm proud of our group. It just kept on battling and then flipped the thing in the 4th quarter to be able to take the lead.
What's happened to Jordan Whitley? He doesn't seem to be playing a lot. Is he hurt, or is he?
He's not. He's not hurt. Some of it was the packages we were running with the 3 guys rushing, and we got some other guys in there. Simon Sandberg's playing at a high level. Hodge is still doing a lot of good things, and then you got Elu going, and so some of it's the other guys have earned more reps.
When did you decide to sit Trevon on Saturday? Was that almost right up to game time? He didn't come out to warm up, obviously,
No.
but when did you?
Yeah, we had conversations early in the week, feeling like, again, Colby, Tyjon coming back, and those guys did some really good things in the game. So we had some depth there, and feeling like, he's got one more, and from the state of Oregon, and if he was going to choose between one game or the other, he's going to pick this one.
That's
too.
is that what it came down to, is, you want to give him a chance to play in the Civil War? And
Yeah, he wanted to play in this game, and we were healthy at his spot, so felt good about it.
Just looking ahead to the Civil War, obviously, a win last week, you would have clinched a bowl berth. Looking to the Civil War, the fact that you can maybe do that in Eugene now, in your history with this game, can you just put into perspective what clinching a bowl berth for this team with the adversity that they faced in Eugene would mean to these kids?
Yeah, I think this, every game is huge. This is a great rivalry game. There's been a lot of work and progress this year to get to this point where we're still playing for postseason. So really proud of the effort of our players and coaches through this thing. It's always a big game, but that's not going to change our preparation leading up to it. A mindset of you got to put in some work, preparing, and then when the thing's kicked off, it's a football game again, no different than week one.
Coach, when you were in games, is that what the message was given to you as a player? Is this, we're just going to prepare? Or what do you recall from your time as a player in this game?
Yeah, I can't totally remember instances where there was some added or different preparation. Like we practiced the same way, the same amount, you've watched the same amount of film. There's definitely, again, I'm not trying to downplay some emotion in the games, some celebration, rivalry, I get it, it's all of that. But even from my playing days, you gotta play quality football to win a football game, and that your preparation needs to be pretty consistent through the year.
When you played Washington and Utah, they were physical, more physical than probably any teams you've played, and Oregon seems like they're kind of in that ilk too. What did you learn from those games that you might be able to play to Saturday?
That's a good question. I do think those two teams you mentioned are physical. I think that we continue to progress and get better. We needed to learn from those two games, which there's some specifics that I'm not going to totally share game plan wise and things, but we do need to match physicality week in and week out. And Oregon is. I mean, you look at the two lines on both sides of the ball, really good players and do a really good job.
What have defenses been, have you noticed that defenses are doing things a little bit more with Isaiah Hodgins the last few weeks? I mean, he's still catching some balls, but not at the level he had the first 6-7 games. Are they really locking down on him?
They were giving him some help in this last game for sure, and that's why I think we were able to do some other things with other guys. I mean, Champ makes some big-time plays. Noah's getting himself open because they're finding some single coverage. And so that's how it is. I mean, you got to prepare against a team and try to take away their best options. Well, they in some ways, they work to do some double teams on Hodge, and we got to go to some other guys, and those guys have produced.
What went through your mind the first time when that targeting flag came out? What went through your mind initially?
Oh, you're talking about J-Mo?
Yeah, the first thing I thought, he's not going to play the first half of next. That was the first thing I thought.
First thing I thought of is they're going to review that because I thought it looked pretty clean. That's what I thought about, and I was pretty confident when they went to take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, but it had some other issues with it too. The clock would have kept running, and that was.
Oh yeah, there would have been a little bit different.
Did you think the flag it just seemed like the flag probably comes out there.
Yes. I think the flag does come out because I'm into safety of the game, and anything close, they're going to throw it and take a look at it, and that's how it played out.
I hate to go to a middle of the game play where I don't know if you remember it, but there was a catch by Isaiah Hodgins where he was forced out of bounds in the third quarter, about 8 minutes left, and it clearly looked like he got a foot down. Was it not a legal catch because he may have bobbled it out of bounds? You went to another play right away, but they showed it, and it was like he got his foot down on that catch.
Yeah, I mean, the operation is that anything close, they take a look upstairs, and that's why often you're not seeing a lot of head coaches throwing challenging because they're looking at each of those plays, and so you just got confidence in them taking a look at it, and if it's in or it's out, they're making the call.
Coach, when you talk about emotions, what, as that was a difficult loss, obviously, with laying it out on the line, coming down to the last second. So the demeanor that you have with the guys, their own, when you met with them yesterday, I mean, what are you sensing about just picking themselves up this week?
Yeah, we talked about it on Sunday because it was tough. I mean, so the players, coaches, we put so much into this thing, and when you have a tight loss like that, it hurts. There's no doubt about it, and we talked about it yesterday. What I do feel good about this group is they're about responding, and we've had some tough losses and bounced back from it, and so we take Sundays to analyze the tape and go through the emotions and woulda, coulda, shouldas and all of that, and now it's time to move forward, and these guys will.
In a game like that, there's just a multitude of plays, if this, if that. I was wondering on the last series with Jamar, was there a little bit more on the first down carry? Did he settle? I mean, was there another cut maybe that he might have gotten a little more out of that?
Oh, I think he always runs hard, and I think that we got a good gain on the thing. You know, at the same time, yeah, the first down wins. You can't take care of the ball. You're not going to try to go and extend and get more, and the ball becomes exposed. So he had a great game. Jamar did, and that was a good run on first down.
When you played in this game, or even other rivals that you coached in your coaching trek, is there extra stuff that goes on? Was there extra when you played between players? It seems like that's an old notion of we don't like you and we don't like you and all that, because from a coaching standpoint, as you're talking about, it's just regular prep, very corporate-like. But there has to be something extra in a rivalry.
Oh, I think there is, just because especially kids from this state, and they're on both teams. I think there's added to that, and again, this is why this rivalry is so unique. The closeness between the two universities being 40 miles. I've been part of other rivalries where it's across the state. It's not as intimate. So again, I'm not trying to totally downplay like it's nothing, but all I'm getting at is the preparation needs to be consistent to play quality football on Saturday.
What kind of plans do you guys have for Thanksgiving with the team? What's that day?
Yep, we'll practice in the morning, and then we'll have a kind of a team. It's pretty cool. Thanksgiving luncheon. Families will be there. We'll recognize our seniors at that point too, and so everybody's got a place to go on Thanksgiving on Thursday afternoon.
Sorry, my last thing with Washington State, talking about what was on the line with everything that these kids have been through. There's no way that they couldn't have felt that emotion or have some nerves. How do you deal with that? And was that a problem ever throughout managing this game?
You're talking about Washington State handling nerves. I thought those guys battled. I thought they played with emotion for sure. I mean, and there's a lot of execution taking place on really both sides of it. Like I'm getting at the 4 turnovers. We steal the one on special teams. Offensively, obviously scored a bunch of points. That's what college football is now. I thought it was a fabulous game. I know it was brutally difficult to absorb the loss, but I was proud of our group.
Teagan's touchdown catch, how big? I mean,
Yeah,
the athleticism involved in that play was pretty darn good.
Yeah, because it was pretty well covered. I mean, there's other guys, and he goes up at the highest point and gets it. It's actually very similar to the play we ran against UCLA, and so we're 2 for 2, and maybe need to call it again.
Just for when we're breaking things down on our pregame shows, could you just describe a little bit about Oregon and what they like to do, their sets, and offensively, are they run heavy? How do you prepare?
I think they got some balance on offense. They can run the ball, but they got an elite quarterback, and he can throw it and make some plays. I think they do a good job of, matching up some of their run game with their action pass. They're not all vertical throws, which they can do, but they also do a nice job in screen game, getting the old line out in space and making guys tackle that way. So really balanced, and it does start up front. I think on the flip side, defensively, great taking the ball away. I mean, you see it. I think they're leading or close to in the interception thing. They got some good DB play taking place. Got a couple of guys that up front make it tough to run the ball.
And looking back on this year, has the league played out the way you thought it might?
Yeah, I think it did play out in regards to just how competitive it was each week. I mean, it's just tough to win in this league, and so that has played out. Not surprised by really Utah being pretty good, Oregon being pretty good. That doesn't surprise me, leading into what they had coming back and things. So, yeah.
And finally, hopefully, and it's not the last game, but at the same time, it's the end of the regular season. Where do you how do you feel about where you are? I know that fans are so excited, haven't been this competitive this late in a season, and it's only year 2 for you. How satisfied are you on where you are as far as your plan coming into being coach here?
Yeah. I'm definitely, I feel good about the progression we're on. I do think we've made huge strides from year 1 to year 2. I like the youth on this roster, got a lot of it, and the chance for those guys to continue to build over the next couple of years. I wouldn't use the word satisfied. I think that we had opportunities to be even better and, win-loss wise, but I feel awesome about what we've established year 1 that really grown in year 2, and feel confident it's going to continue to go that way.
Okay, Coach, thank you.
Okay, thanks.